It's gone, and that's why it's been shut down. No, it's still disabled. And here's Etherite Plaza. So far, so good, and there isn't much further to go. From here, we just need to cross to the other side of the hall, then pass through the larger of two doorways. The High Crucible lies beyond. I suspect the others have already collected the warding scales. Come, let us join them. There's Urianji and Tancred. Though this land has been afforded a respite, in turmoil do many others languish still. Our work is far from finished. You took your time, got turned around, I take it? Oh, so much. We're last, of course, but at least we found the place. Ooh. Shadowbringer's songs.
These are the talismans we were promised.
No, wait.
Yes,
what am I thinking?
count.
It's Endwalker.
There are far more than we could have hoped
Footfalls,
for.
I think.
Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Very much so.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires.
I feel
Just
a
as we
feeling
did
bringing
with the
down the
Tower of
spires is
Salt.
part of Fandaniel's plan.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations. Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Oh.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here.
Oh.
And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then.
Can I go to the Far East?
Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
I have a bad feeling that the,
Please.
forgot their name.
I must speak with you.
Would take them. People in charge of Charlene. What's so urgent?
Nidana, you're awake.
I'm happy to
Yes.
see she's okay.
When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
I love her.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently.
True.
Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta. And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy.
Yep.
Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true?
Mm-hmm. You should be thanked too.
Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Someone needs to give her a hug. Oh, what's going on? Yellow.
Look at that! Its color is completely changed.
What do you
Happiness?
have there?
Maybe that's what the color means?
How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
As foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts.
I guess that would make sense.
Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities.
Yeah.
That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
Of course, Ishola, you're definitely interested in
I'm
this.
glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest.
I'm interested in too.
But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense! You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Shall we depart for Charlian then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the annex.
I have a feeling Infaz is not going to like
And we will be in
the
touch once
talismans
our
being
talks are
distributed
concluded.
from the
I
annex.
suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
I think I'm due for another chit-chat with Heidelin. Okay. Before I go, I want to talk to Nitana. I'm happy she's still alive. Last thing I remember before being observed into the tower was you rushing towards me. I can only imagine the hardships you and yours must have had to overcome to rescue us. No amount of words will suffice to express my gratitude, but I hope the flower's radiant glow says everything I cannot. I'm hiccuping quite a bit. Oh hey Anguis, I'm finding it's pretty good so far. I'm at level 82 right now. Finished the first duty not too long ago. How are you? Where am I going? This way. I like that heart emote. Yeah, Tower Result was pretty good. How far are you into the story? Did you finish it all? I'm good. It's good to be back, and with the fruit of our labors. Oh, did you level Reaper before? Yes, I did. At some point, I want to level up Dark Knight and have that, and level through the story a little bit as Dark Knight at some point. Because I love both classes. Pretty good. I can't wait to see the duties later on. I hope you have fun with the raids on Tuesday, though. It's good to be back with the fruit of our labor safely in storage. For now, we have to wait for the others to return from their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Thancred suggested, you should get some rest in the meantime. I'm sure I will enjoy them. Welcome back, Davil. Kryle has apprised me of your recent accomplishments. What an amazing feat to eliminate a tower, and pave the way to deal with the rest. While it isn't much, I've changed your sheets and plumped up your pillow. After all, there's nothing like collapsing in a nice clean bed after completing a major milestone. Be it pinning a thesis or defeating deform entities. So would you like to take a look at your new and improved logics now? Sure. I think it's about time to talk to Heidelin again. The feeling's gonna happen. Oh, it's not yellow anymore. Is it reflecting my emotions? Because before I would think it was reflecting Elephant Lady's emotions.
And protect them well.
Who's this?
Good, you're here. You haven't eaten yet, have you?
I love this.
We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
The only fine dining in Charlayan. I love seeing Kryle without her hood on. Alice doesn't like pickles. I'm loving this so much.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Charlian cuisine is not to his liking.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
You love this scene? Yeah, I love this scene too.
What? To perfect
As soon
his
as they opened up the
brooding
door and they were
stare?
all holding bags, I loved
Next
it.
time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Charlian feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Agreed.
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
Those are massive
Speaking of one's
burgers. I
physical
want one.
condition, Mistress Quile, I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
Yep. That she did.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done. If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
She has said she's becoming weaker.
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes?
Yes.
Twill be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it?
Yes. Joy in darkness.
Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radzat-Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt, the relief of a people with renewed hope.
Indeed, and in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon and knowing we were on the right path.
Okay.
I know we've not yet triumphed over the Tlofuroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day. Hey, that's mine.
To the
It's
swift
hers
the
now.
spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume.
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary
It's good.
to facilitate
It's a good
my
thing he knew.
solitary
It's
exploration.
a good thing he learned it.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the forbidden archives.
Yes, well, after a fashion. They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me. And I could hardly
too
move the
tall.
library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
He learned a levitation spell because the bookshelves are too tall. And he was too embarrassed to say it until now. Love how much character and the quests give all the characters. Oh, it's the moon. Are we pushing on until dawn?
I'm not that ambitious. But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
was that, Graha? You were looking at your place and then looked at Alice. Oh, it's green. Oh, we're finally seeing Xenos. From a happy dinner to someone who wants to kill me.
Ah! Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that. I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news. Our tower in Thavnir has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon the ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes... questionable.
Got anything to say, Xenos?
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
No. All else is... equal.
The thought of fighting me
Tedious.
is the only time he feels anything.
The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke. But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul aflame. I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more, and then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn, burn, let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Good question.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed, all the faces incomplete. The setting too was unknown to me, so I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind. Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you.
I wonder if his soul was part.
And soon,
Xenos.
very soon, the rest of the world will
Xenos
see the
was a
truth
member of
my
the
dream
convocation.
too.
I wonder if he's a fragment
Yes.
of one of the convocation
I think that
members.
is something we can both enjoy.
Lots of things are needing to load in. Okay. Raha. I hope you didn't mind us barging into your room for our late-night feast. For what it's worth, it did me a world of good to put our troubles to one side, if only for a moment. Sound the bell, school's in. Oh, there you are. Feeling refreshed, I hope? I was about to make my way to the studium, as it happens. I wanted to try and speak with the Scholarch Monty and thank him for coming to our rescue in the Rostra. As it turns out, he'd come here to see us following the hearing, only to find that we'd already departed for Thavnir. Knowing him, he was probably hoping to chew the cud with his former students. Since we're still waiting for Pistola and the others, I thought now the perfect time to pay him a visit. Care to join me? Sure. Then it's settled. The twins will be coming too. Assuming Alphino can tear himself away from his new toys, I'd let you rally the troops while I go on ahead to Phenomena. Considering my recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the studium for a time. That might be for the best. If the others should return, tell them we will not be long. Oh, I need to speak with Alice. What you doing, Alfie? If Father can master these fiendish contraptions, then so can I. Heading out for a stroll? Go to the studium, and you're coming too. The Scholarch himself was there? In that case, what are we waiting for? I too am eager to see him, though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studium. I dare say our notoriety precedes us. Alphino, of all people, worrying over his reputation, and at our alma mater, no less, will wonders never cease. You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. Where is it? Oh, it's up here. Here it is, Phenomena. While I expect you made note of it before, one can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? While most of the space is taken up by the expansive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and a host of administrative offices and so forth. As the center of what would later become the studium, it was established to promote the study of ethereal phenomena, hence the name. With the ether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life, and even the universe itself. And then, in the 432nd year of the sixth astral era, Phenomena was decreed complete, and the studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it is without question the world's leading authority in etherology, the arcane, the occult, astromancy, and countless other fields. Sounding proud as Charlane's foremost educational institute. You always did enjoy giving the grand tour to new students. Indeed, I've long since lost track of how many times he has recited that same foolish speech. Such is his undying love for his old stamping ground. He was in top form back then, youngest to enter the studium, graduated with highest honors in magical arts and etherology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber. Hold on, you both joined the studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you're equally prodigious scholars. Nice of you to say, but Alphino actually entered half a year before me, nor did I do well enough to graduate with honors, and I am certainly not the studium's most notorious master debater. In all respects, have I ever been in this shadow? If nothing else, just remembered that this was where the legend of Alphino Levier began. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades. Hopefully we'll be somewhat more welcome here than we were at the last stand. I know better than anyone the adoration the student body has for Alphino, and with a bit of luck it might work to our advantage. Well, there's no time like the present. First things first, let's look for Scholark Monty. Other faculty tend to frequent their offices, but unfortunately for us, he's fond of wandering wheresoever his whims take him. Let's split up and ask the students where he is. Wait 1 second. Checking something. Okay, 1 second. Where is it? Okay. Oh, it looks pretty nice in here. That was Alphino Lavier, wasn't it? The Alphino? And he's with his sister and Master Baldosian's granddaughter? This can only mean one thing. An event of epoch-shattering proportions is fast approaching. Spread the word. At least the students here are more accepting of us. Oh, sorry, you said you're looking for the Scholark? Yes, knowing him, he could be anywhere, but Miss Aliapo should have a better idea. I assume I'm going the right way. Yep. Are you lost, wandering off the streets, perhaps? Wait, don't tell me. You're a trainee gleaner, fresh off the guild ship. I'm right, aren't I? Oh, how silly of me. An orientation is in order. Allow me to bid you a warm welcome to the Searcher's Meet. Let me start with the question. What is the most important thing you'll find in the studium? That's right, books. And what's the second most important? Why, that's simple. Everything else. That's what we deal in here at Searcher's Meet. Whenever the students or tutors find themselves in need of equipment or materials, they come to us. If we don't have it in our stores, we send the gleaners off to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. Eye of Pysa, this. Eye of Pysa this, Tongue of Gigantoad that. It's enough to make your hair stand on end, which is possibly what some of our students are trying to accomplish, this being a school of magic and all. As a newest gleaner, you'll have your work cut out for you, but I think you'll find it quite rewarding. I've tracked down many miscellaneous knickknacks in my meantime, but I'm no gleaner. So what you're telling me is you're not a gleaner? Yes, that's exactly what you said, isn't it? And you're looking for a scholark? I'm afraid we don't have any of those in stock, but I can... Oh, you mean him. He was here, but now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before you arrived, though. He said he was on his way to Maker's Meet. Go back the way you came in, and you'll see it on the opposite side of the entrance. It's a laboratory of sorts, home to many rare and expensive curious, not to mention alarmingly frequent accidents. If you lose your way, just follow the blood-curdling screams. In the time it's taken me to tell you all of this, the scholar has probably already a bit left. Best of luck finding him. I have a feeling you'll need it. I'm going on a wild goose chase. Yes, the scholar was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. Though we spoke at length, I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When he parted ways, he went down the corridor, perhaps to one of the auditoriums? Okay. After I turn in this quest, I think I'm going to end the stream. Okay. I'll have to figure out who to raid, assuming there's anybody to raid that's on at this point.
I remember you.
Good, you remember me. I remember you. Do you remember them? I assume you do.
We have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Well, I could hardly let that Inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agree.
I like this guy even more.
A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the Annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you. I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the Forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student. Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
I doubt he's able to.
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried.
Because that one guy seemed like he was about to get choked
Our
out
duty
when he
is of the
was even
gravest
mentioning it.
importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic. As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
And we need to get permission.
How is that even possible?
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology. The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into 3 forms.
3 forms.
2 are of the incorporeal sort, the soul, and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
I assume you're going to say emotion. Corporeal ether?
Yes, very good. This is the form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities, and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked. Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it.
Welcome to the... something.
Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
The 7th Umbral Calamity. The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm.
I remember this detail.
But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation. Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace?
I have the feeling it is being used.
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty. Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea. For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean. And our memories drift apart and dissolve. Rather defeating the purpose, I suppose.
Yeah.
But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls.
Yeah.
Some believe.
Like with Memories of the Final Days.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world.
It seems like
reborn into another form.
that one is more true because of the Asians and all that.
Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable. Well, I think that's enough education for today. Now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet.
I like
would
that.
remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend. Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge.
Hey Daniel, how
I
are you?
wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
Ooh. Pewter weapon coffin 525. Been granted to run a phenomenon. If you are game... Oh, didn't let me finish reading that. I'm doing good. I was just about to end the stream. Hydurium War Scythe. Ooh. I like the scythe, I'm gonna use it. Okay, let me dye this first. Much better. Ooh, I like the claws on these. Okay. I mean, we find someone to raid. Okay. Alright. Thank you all for stopping by my stream and watching. Thank you to Cthulhu's niece for the follow. I appreciate all of it, and I'm going to be sending you over to Misa too. And I'll be streaming again, should be Sunday. Okay, it should be about ready. There we go.